Charles C. Major Nature Trail. Oh, as I accidentally am recording. This morning we decided to take a trip out to Skaneateles and go check out this trail. We ended up here accidentally, so we ended up out here. Things didn't go as planned, and now we are checking out the Charles C. Major Trail. We have no idea what this trail has to offer. We have no idea how long this trail is, but it's a nice little environment from what we've seen so far. And I mean, we were the only ones when we pulled in, and there's been like 10 cars that pulled in behind us and around us and a bunch of different people. So it's obviously a nice, well-trafficked area. So we're excited.
This trail does have a little parking area right next to the entrance, but it only holds about 4 or 5 cars, and we quickly realized that people are parking along the street right behind it and along the street right above it. First thing I noticed was the trails right down to the water, so I had to run down real quick and cool off.
That's pretty deep right there.
This trail is neat. It follows along an old abandoned right-of-way that carried trains along the old Skaneateles Short Line Railroad. The railroad served millworks in the area, including paper mills, grist mills, distilleries, and woodworking mills, which powered all of Skaneateles Creek. I assure you, this area wasn't too tall, but it was slippery, and you definitely just had to kind of watch your step. It was neat though, just to see how powerful the water was, and just to get right down next to it. The trail's really well maintained, and there's some real neat bridges and trees and scenery off the trail as well. Some of the best parts are like these old stone walls. You can see how the businesses diverted the water over to their business and utilized the water for their electricity or whatever they were doing. It's so cool to see. And there were numerous spots like this.
Check out the art in the middle of nature. Morning. How you doing?
Good.
Well, which way do we go, George? Which way do we go? Oh, never mind. We're not going that way.
It's not open yet.
It's too early. Oh, look at all the trails. That's cool.
That trail takes you to a local winery.
Oh, that must be an old bridge.
Yeah.
As we're walking along this trail, we are seeing a whole bunch of bridges and brick and old buildings that were all torn down. It's a pretty neat area. Again, for this being completely unexpected, this is a cool little trail. It's 1 mile from north to south end, so it's a nice little 1 mile trail that goes along a creek. Has some cool scenery. Definitely worth checking out.
This neat little trail goes along this creek for 1 mile and crosses it 3 times with wooden bridges, and meanders through a neat forested corridor. Along the way, you'll see remains of the railroad, dams, and millworks buildings. It's real cool. Kinda creepy, but real neat. We just got done at the Charlie Major Nature Trail, worked up a little appetite, so now we ended up at this place called Willow Glen Diner, and that's where we're grabbing some breakfast.
Oh, he heard something crash, but he couldn't find out what it was. And I got home later that evening. I was like, Aaron, I'm like, yeah, we got ours. You try to get.
That was a great breakfast. We came from out of town a little bit. I'd say we're a half hour away from town. And one of the cooks came out that just so happened to know me, which was weird. I grew up with him actually from our hometown, so. Hinchcliffe Family Preserve. Never have I ever heard of it.
As you will soon see.
Yeah, it's right in the horn. Huh.
No shade.
Because I cannot get the name of this place correct. So let's count how many times I screw that up today. The Hinchcliffe Family Preserve is a 303-acre preserve that peers over the eastern shore of Skaneateles Lake. This property offers some real impressive vistas, diverse habitats, and a unique window onto the human history and changing natural landscape of the property.
Here's the old army truck. 1937 Chevy. That's cool.
You want to go first? It's really cool.
So we start walking through some fields and hedgerows, and then we quickly turn into this awesome little ravine that offers a nice creek running through with a couple little waterfalls.
The Hinchcliffe Nature Trail. No, this was the Hinchcliffe Nature Preserve. No, this was a Hinchcliffe Family Preserve. That's what it was. This has been fun. There's a really nice little ravine with the waterfall section right in the center, which just added a little bonus to it. It's a 1.4 mile loop. If you take the yellow loop, it connects out here to the High Vista Trail, which is out in the southern end of Skaneateles Lake.
Cool mushrooms here, and a really sweet tree here.
Oh, that's cool. Once a home. What was your first clue?
The fire cottage.
With a day long legs.
Oh, here. Isn't that cool?
Out in the middle of the trail is this tall standing chimney with some foundation and rock around it where you can tell there was an old house. When you read the little sign around it, it just tells you the history of the house and that it was owned by the Wickwire family, who was popular in this area. That's who our pool's named after, and the Wickwire Fence Company.
The Wickwire Cottage Chimney. That's so neat. Can't believe I never knew about any of this. I've been to portions of this trail, but never this part. That's awesome.
The Hinchcliffe Family Preserve is a key part of the growing greenbelt of a preserved land around the southern end of Skaneateles Lake.
Huh. That was fun. Got out to a couple nature preserves this morning. It was neat that we had that diner from 2 miles within that first nature walk that we went on. That was awesome, and we definitely didn't plan any of that, so it was all spur of the moment when we couldn't find any of those yard sales this morning. Now I'm getting ready to head up to my mom's, go say hi to them, probably hop in the pool a little bit, air out the van, get some miles on miles. We didn't take miles this morning on the adventure, so now I'm just getting everything ready from last night, moving things around so as we drive they're not flipping and flopping all over the place, cleaning up a little bit. Before I go, I just want to check in on my Victron app and double check the percentage on my battery. Yesterday was a pretty crappy day all day, and I knew I drew some battery power, so just want to make sure I'm not getting too low. I'm assuming, yeah, I'm at 80% right now. And I am under the tree, but I do have my 200 watts worth of solar charging. And my Victron app shows that I'm at 80%. I am currently pulling in very minimal at 2-3 watts. But I'm running stuff too, so I'm not drawing anything and taking away from the battery. I'm still adding energy into my power. Last night I was in Walmart and they had this whole end cap full of these. It's an ion vac. It's USB charged, so it runs off 12 volt, and the reviews are well on it. It cost me $35 at Walmart, so I'm kind of anxious to see how it works. It sucks real well. It's pretty powerful. I tried it last night on the van on a couple of the carpet spots, but I will keep you posted on it as I use it. I think I need to find a better spot for it though, because I like being able to move through here, and that's right in my way. That sounds like a problem for later. That sounds like a future Dustin problem. If you know, you know. Well, I'd like to say this is the first time I've done this, but I almost just lost something. Thankfully, I have a backup camera. Whoops. Almost lost that. Yes! I finally got a Cybertruck sighting! Woohoo! Look at it. I finally get to see one in person. The new Tesla Cybertruck. There's nothing there. It's so weird. It's so weird to me that there's just nothing there. There's no emblems. It's crazy. Huh. So glad I finally got to see one in person though. That thing's neat looking. I'm not saying I'd ever personally want one or own one or anything, but that thing's neat looking. Everybody's looking at it. I wouldn't want to own it. Came up to my mom's, hopped in the pool. I ended up putting some bedding, some towels and washcloths, rags, things like that in the laundry. So right now I came out, I want to get some of this cleaned out, want to get some of this van taken care of and prepped up from last weekend still, from the camping trip, just put back together. First is first, I need to sweep. Swear. It's getting chilly out here. Alright. Now I'm just trying to put together a couple things from last week. This is my privacy curtain that hangs up over here. And then my ruck. That way I can open up my doors. Then this is here for privacy. So when I set this up, not everybody can see right into my van. The reason why I'm putting this back on here right now is because it got soaked. Last week it did rain a little bit, and as we were trying to push everything back in, it just got wet. So I took it off so it didn't get everything else soaked inside. That's why I'm putting it back together right now. See? Now I'm going to run over to my storage unit, drop a few things off that I still had laying around for camping, just sitting in the van, things that I just won't need for at least a few weeks, so there's no point to carting them around. It is 7:57 on a Sunday night. Just relaxing, enjoying the night, enjoying the no rain and the nice temperatures. I love this thing, but I only need it when I'm going locally camping. It's not really been a need more than it has been and just an extra. But it's fun and it works. The tailgate table. No, that would be the tire table. The tailgater tire table. I thought I was close. I do have a small short-term goal while I'm here. Every time I come to the storage unit, I have to take something with me to get rid of. Whether it's garbage, something that I'm going to put online and try to sell, or something I'm going to donate. So today I've got some donations, some garbage, and some protein shake, some refill stuff. Also, while I'm here, I hung this up so I could dry it. Just trying to get the best out of my time. But it is going to be that time, so I'm going to head to my spot that I'm going to sleep tonight, put in my night shades, and get ready to relax. Probably do some editing. That helped very little. Still soaked. But at least I got some of the water off it. This is not from the camping trip last weekend. This is just from the rainstorm the other day, Saturday, yesterday. Time flies by when you're having fun. All right. Now we are headed to find the place where we're going to sleep for the night. It is 8:49 Sunday night, and I finished my to-do list, I think. Are you all a fan of to-do lists? Drop off stuff in the sink, pick up protein, drop off extra stuff from camping. I am done with that. Let's do this. All right. We are where we are sleeping for the night. I don't like the spot for this. Hey, thanks for coming and joining me today. We had a great time going and exploring that Charlie Major Nature Preserve and checking out all the old bridges and that building and that little creek that was running through. And then to go over and have that breakfast at the cool diner. And then going over and checking out that Hinchcliffe Nature Preserve, the family nature preserve, going down, seeing that old chimney, the old army truck, and even the old buildings in the beginning. That was pretty neat. So thanks for sticking around and watching the video. If you do like these videos, I also have camper comparisons, camper tours, different things about van life, and I'd love to come and have you join me. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, come and join us on Patreon, which is a new thing I'm trying to get into, so bear with me and let's build the adventure. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week.